Not a single injury. Adam Hine had wasn't a concussion, just a little, well, a bell ringer. It was a good hit, but nope, he came out of it great, which is a real positive.
Wanyunga's got an arm in the sling. He just had that before the day?
No, just more of kind of a bone bruise type thing. Nothing significant, nothing serious.
What did you get out of scrimmage after watching it? If you did watch it, you didn't get Saturday.
You know, we were pretty accurate, I think, with what we shared afterwards. Maybe one other player I would have added is offensive tackle Michael Yeck. Did a couple things that I really liked. But about the same number of players. Chase Pendley might have been another player that helped himself in the secondary. And so, yeah, it just helps solidify what we think our two deep will look like going into the fall, and getting a chance for players to be in the stadium and experience BYU football and have some fun. And that was really what we were hoping to accomplish.
Could Chase be a backup cat?
Could be, yeah. And has, again, that scrimmage helped him, and he and Dre did some nice things as well. So again, the depth in secondary, that was a positive that kind of came out of that at the safety spot.
Bronco, in the offseason, are you doing any considering your defensive coordinator position? Are you pretty set on doing that again next season and beyond?
I'm all the way set. I'm having so much fun doing it, but I have great assistant coaches now between Nick Howell and Kelly Papinga as really young, kind of up-and-coming bright stars. I've shifted a ton of responsibility to them. And then kind of the maturity with Paul Tidwell and Steve Kafusi. It allows me to leave the room, and the room functions at a very, very high level right now, which is why I can keep doing it. And yeah, so I have no intention of stepping away from that. And the players like it.
You famously said you were going to do it till see how tired you got.
Yeah.
Have you reached that point yet, or have you still got more energy for that?
I'm still okay. I'm still okay. I don't make any predictions on how long, but as of today, I'm good.
Did you learn anything as an independent going through that process that'll help you in year 2 of it?
The only thing that I could say is I probably underestimated the end of the season in terms of if there's not a conference championship or a significant game right at the tail end, then there's kind of a lull as you get ready for your bowl game. That seems to be, I probably underestimated that, so my hope would be through scheduling is to always target and get a real nice matchup at the end of the season as well. Again, scheduling is difficult, but that's something I would probably do different. We had that in mind. The Hawaii trip was hard to know how good anyone's going to be, but that was as close to a real nice finish as we were hoping for. But I think that's going to be an imperative part of the program going forward.
Did you cut off a couple periods today, ended with Skelly?
We had 2 team periods planned, but with the offense going up-tempo the entire Skelly period, that was 20 minutes of that, which means we probably doubled the number of plays. And so at that point, I thought we'd had enough.
There's no huddle hurry up pretty much the entire way, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the end.
Yeah.
In this final week, you don't want things to culminate Friday. How do you want things to carry over then through the summer and the fall?
Just like today. So we gave our players a huge chance to get ready and prepared for player run practices, which again, they're independent, so we could kind of supervise and help them, and then start actually shifting and transferring knowledge and the mantle to them as this 3.5 to 4 month period starts coming. So our practice was structured today to give oversight, but actually start the process of making sure they're most prepared to do that. And then we have a few wrinkles here and there on each side of the ball in terms of installation that the next 2 days we'll work on.
You do have a lot of injuries that you don't like to see, but it was nice to see some of those experienced guys running some of those workouts.
So it's great, and there's still 20 minutes of practice where the offensive players, even the ones that are hurt, are able to participate, so we've built that in, and I think we've managed this spring really well for our given circumstances.
Back in your second year, 2006, Max Hall had to sit out that year. You went with 2 senior quarterbacks, John Beck, Jason Beck, and Max got to play scout team basically the whole year. Different deal this year, but Taysom doesn't have to sit out. But does that 2006 year give you any kind of model to maybe you might want to go with 2 seniors, give Taysom a year on scout team like Max? Did that work for you then? Do you see any commonalities there?
It worked for us then. The key question is will we use Taysom in some form of direct snap?
Package.
And exactly right. And so we'll have to make that choice and weigh that against a year of development like Max had versus contribution right now and in some limited capacity. And I haven't decided that yet.
Coach Dolman made a point the other day that he